There was a moment, and it wasn't a grand gesture. It wasn't flowers or a Hallmark movie moment, but it was at the beginning of one of the harder seasons of my life, which I'm still currently in the middle of. And that is when I moved my dad in with me due to the fact that he has dementia. And it's basically when caregiving became my entire world. And somehow this person was still there. Something I have not talked much about on my channel is the fact that I do have a boyfriend, and his name is Robby. Robby and I have been basically on and off for the last 7 years. We've bounced around from just being friends to getting into a serious relationship, and one or the other pumping brakes and not sure if the other one, was ready, those types of things. But we've always kept in contact with each other. We've always remained friendly, and we care about each other very much. But at the time when this all went down with my dad, which was in January of 2025, with the phone call, I know I've talked about this in my last video about the police department picking my dad up walking down the side of the road in the middle of the night. Pretty much from that moment on, I knew I was going to bring him here with me. But what I didn't expect was the fact that Robby, a year and a half later, would very much still be here and 100% present with me. And at the time when all this happened, I wouldn't have blamed him if he would have ran in the other direction. If he maybe wasn't ready for that type of decision, I would have completely understood it. When I first moved my dad in here, I moved him into my bedroom, and my son was in the master bedroom at the time, and I knew the bathroom was going to need to be completely gutted. It was very old. It wasn't set up for someone that I knew was going to need a walk-in shower, possibly be in a wheelchair down the road, all those things. So when I was talking to Robby about it, he was the one that said that he wanted to do it. So at that point I agreed. I was like, okay, we can do this. We decided to tackle it together, and I just thought at the time, he just wanted to help because I know he cares about me. I know I care about him, and he knows how to do those things. So I just thought we would be teaming up and working on something together because we care about each other. And that's how it went for a while. So remodeling the bathroom did take a couple of months, and after we completed the bathroom and we got my dad moved into the master bedroom and got him settled, there was a friend trip that was coming up with Robby and a group of his friends, and he invited me to go, which I thought was amazing. We had been working really hard to get the bathroom done, and at that point I was ready for a little bit of a break. That was just when I was getting my caregiving toe dipped in, and I put my dad into his first respite stay, and I decided to go to Vegas. So we did. And we went out for, it was like a long weekend, like maybe 4 days or 5 days. And when we came back, I knew something was shifting for me as far as emotions go. I think for women, the more time we spend with somebody, it's easy for our emotions to start getting wrapped up with things. So I knew when I came back that I was starting to have more of those strong emotions again for him. So us getting back together was not on my radar at all. Friends, yes, but as far as rebuilding a prior relationship or trying to start something new, that was not in my plan. I think part of it was I just wasn't sure that this is something that somebody would want to choose to put themselves into, number one. And number two, I guess I wasn't even sure if I was going to have the bandwidth to handle being a caregiver for my dad and then trying to build a new relationship on top of that. So we had the conversation, and he told me something that really surprised me. He basically said that that was his plan the whole time, was for us to get back together and that he knew for 100% sure that this is the life he wanted, no matter what it came with. That was his plan. So when he first told me that, I wasn't sure how I felt about all of that. I know it wasn't on my radar, so I was kind of shocked that it was on his, but he had done nothing but prove to me since he started that he was there. This is my cat, Little Dude. So I think you saw Grace in one of the other videos. So this is my other cat, Little Dude. So after we were starting having those conversations, I think that's when the outs and the exits for me probably started. I think I just wanted to be sure that he was certain that this is what he wanted. And I guess probably part of it too was maybe I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to handle it, and it's what I wanted, if I was going to be able to do both. Caregiving really takes everything from a person. I work a full-time job. I own my own home, so I'm doing things around the house. Both my boys have moved out since all this happened, so I'm on my own and taking care of my dad on top of it. So there's a lot going on there. But the relationship was something in the beginning that I wasn't really even thinking about. So with all the exit comments I started making, things like, if this is too much, I totally understand. If this is not going to work out for you, I wasn't even sure it was going to work out for me, but I was definitely giving him every out and every exit point that a person could probably give another person. And you know what the funny thing is he never took it. Not once. If anything, anytime I said those things, he again just reinforced with me that was the last thing that he wanted. That he wanted to be in this life with me and for me. And that felt really good. So even on nights where I didn't have an aide that could come and sit with my dad, Robby would come over and sit here at the house with me, whether it be watching a movie, sitting out by the fire pit, just hanging out, sitting and talking on the couch, whatever. I mean, he showed up. There would be, I know there's been a couple of times when we did have an aide, we would go out on a date and something would happen here at the house with the aide and my dad, and the aide would get a hold of me and be ready to leave. And at that point, we'd have to turn around and come back in the middle of our date. So, and when that happened, he would stay even after we got back. So he was definitely showing me through every scenario and situation that we were going through that he wasn't going anywhere and he was going to be with me through this no matter what. So after 6 months, 7 months of the complete consistency, our main conversation that we had about where things were going, and then him telling me that this was his plan all along, I really started to let those thoughts sink in and really started to believe in him. The biggest lesson out of it for me was, I think it was a fear on my part that this situation was going to be too much for anybody. It was going to be too much for any man to want to take this on, as well as probably fear that maybe somebody wouldn't want to just be with me in general just because of what I had going on in my life. He's chosen to be here. Now it's a year and a half later, and he's still with me in this. It says a lot about who he is as a person and what his true intentions are. But he's done everything to prove to me that this is where he wants to be and this is where he sees his future. So one of the things I'm trying to take back in my life right now, besides my sense of freedom, is the simple fact of believing in someone else that they actually want to do this piece of life with me. It's not easy, and I can't just get up and go, and I can't be spontaneous. The logistics of going on dates or going on little weekend getaway trips has to be planned days, if not weeks ahead of time. And sometimes plans have to be canceled last minute because something hits the fan here and I can't go. And no matter what has happened and what life has thrown our way, he's stuck by me and we've worked through it. So I don't know what your story looks like right now. If you're a caregiver yourself and you're going through this, then I'm sure you understand. Or if you're a caregiver and you're single and you're not even dating anybody just because you don't think anybody would want to be involved with you doing this. I think if you're talking and dating with the right person and they truly care for you, they're not going anywhere. The right person will show up in all the unexpected ways. Sometimes it might be with flowers, sometimes it might be with a fancy date, or sometimes it just might be showing up with their toolbox because they see that as a crack in the door and for them to get back into your life the way they want to be. So next week I want to talk about what caregiving has taught me, more about myself and what I actually deserve from life. And if this is your first time here, my name is Heather and this is Empty Nest Interrupted, and I will see you in the next video.